The market has shifted. The market is down. A lot of flippers and subsequently wholesalers are struggling in today's market. On this video, I want to share with you 3 things you need to be doing right now to adjust and thrive in today's market. Coming up. If you're new here, my name is Jerry Norton. I've been wholesaling and flipping real estate now for over 20 years. I've gone through all kinds of up and down cycles. And so this is nothing new to me that we're in a market right now where things are a little tough. So if you're a wholesaler or a flipper, I want to share with you what you need to be doing right now. So the very first thing that you need to do is you need to value properties a whole lot smarter. You know, it's not 2021 anymore. You need to get much better at comping your properties. And here's a couple of things that you need to do. You need to put less value on solds. I know that goes against everything we learn in real estate. Solds are proven data that shows what the market is doing. So it's not that we don't look at sold. We still want to look at solds. We want to make sure that we're not going back, further than 6 months, ideally 3 months. But more important than solds, and when the market is struggling, when the market is down, is we want to look at inventory. We want to look at actives. Actives become extremely valuable because they tell you what is happening right now. And when we look at actives, really what we're looking at is days on market. How long is the inventory sitting? So we want to put a lot more value into the actives that are sitting. Long days on market means that stuff isn't moving. Doesn't matter if I have an amazing comp from 5 months ago. If the market is flooded with inventory and there are homes that are just like mine, renovated, sitting on the market for 90, 120 days or longer, what do you think my deal is going to do when it comes out available for sale? It's going to sit just like all those other comps. So what do? We want to look at that inventory and we want to look at that as competition. If my home renovated in the same condition as these other homes for sale, if mine were on the market right now and I was competing with these ones, what would I need to do to sell in under 30 days, to go under contract in under 30 days? How do I price this so that when I'm out there and a buyer has a dozen homes in the same neighborhood to look at, what do I got to do so that they choose mine over everybody else's? Now, there's things you can do to the property, obviously, but how do I price it so that it moves quickly? So a buyer's like, oh my gosh, I got to have that one. It's a deal. That's how I want to look at it right now. That becomes our new ARV, our new value that we start with when we're running our formula. That price to sell number based on inventory, considering days on market, and putting a little less value on the solds. Okay, now the second thing that we want to do is we want to increase our carrying time. We want to plan for a longer cycle in the deal. I recommend adding 3 months longer than what you think it's going to take. So if you think that you can get the rehab done in 60 days, it's going to take you 30 days to get a buyer, another 30 to 45 days to close, double that time, add on another 3 months. Now what that's going to do is it's going to let you factor in carrying costs, cost of financing. You're going to build in more time to hold that property for longer because that holding time is eating into your profits, right? So by adding 3 more months, we're going to factor that into our numbers when we do our analysis, and we're going to build that in to increase our margins to factor that carry time because you just don't know. Plan on it taking a little bit longer to sell and you being in the deal a little bit longer than you originally had hoped for. I've been flipping houses for over 20 years now, and one of the biggest challenges with rehabbing houses is keeping track of everything. That's why I built Flipster. Flipster is your all-in-one deal management and CRM software for wholesaling and flipping houses. And the rehabbing tools in Flipster allow you to stay organized and easily keep track of everything going on. With the scope of work tool, you can create a detailed list of everything that needs done on the project. The budget tracking tool tracks what's been paid and to who, how many draws, and what the remaining balances are. The Paperless Contractor Management Center is where contractors upload invoices, lien waivers, and W-9s, and it automatically tracks it to each specific rehab that you're doing. These and other time-saving tools in Flipster not only keep you on track, but they save you countless hours. I can't imagine rehabbing houses without Flipster. To test drive it for yourself for free, go to joinflipster.com. Okay, the third thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to secure better capital. You're going to want to manage your cash a lot better. If you're sitting in deals longer, it's taking you longer to sell those properties. The way to offset that is to get better capital. Stop relying so much on hard money and start raising some private money. Now, private money, what's great about it is Typically, it's a little bit less expensive. Maybe you don't have points and you can get a better rate. It's not so much that, but what's great about PML is you can structure it to where it's deferred. Deferred means that you don't have a monthly interest payment. It's accruing and then it's paid off at the end when you sell the property. You take the total capital, all of the accrued interest. Since it was deferred, you pay it all off at the time of closing when you exit the deal, right? So that deferred capital, it really helps your cash flow as you manage through your flips. It's going to really free that up. You're not going to be so stressed out carrying that payment for 6 months or however long. And it's going to allow you to breathe a little bit. It's going to allow you to, not drop the price so fast, hold out to get that top price because your capital is structured a lot better. Capital structure can kill your deal. I once had a deal where I was juicing $15,000 a month on my capital. It was hard money. The payment was due every month. This was a higher end home. And it took me longer to sell the property, and all my profit got chewed up in that interest payment, and I was stressed out the whole time making that monthly payment. This is the time right now where you really need to solidify relationships. You need to double down on raising private money. You need to really be looking for ways that you can save the money, preserve the profit by getting a better capital stack. And I think I'd like to add a fourth bonus thing to do in today's market, and that is to stop being such a baby. Man up, woman up. This is how it goes. This is the cycle. I call this right now the fundamentals. We are in a fundamentals market, which means best practices really, really matter. You don't have appreciation to ride and to offset all of your mistakes. That's what happened during the COVID era. You just could buy something, you could screw up royally and still make money 6 months later because the values just kept going up. Those aren't the days anymore. You've got to really, really make sure that you're getting a good deal, that you're factoring in all the things, that you're projecting for a longer carry time, the things I talked about here. And you need to really, step up your game. You got to really operate at a whole lot better of a level. You got to really double down on your time with contractors and get multiple bids, really focus on how you can operate a better business. And stop complaining about the market. Stop complaining about cost of capital or how long it takes or contractors. This is all part of the game. If you can't stomach this, then you never should have been in this to begin with. Right now, it's just a time for you to hone in your skills, get better at your craft, so that way when times shift and we start to ride back up on an appreciation, you're sitting in a really good spot. You're ready for that. And you can capitalize on the free market value of appreciation, right? Because that's all that should be. It should be bonus. You should always be operating your business as if times are hard, right? That way, when you get that bonus appreciation when you go to sell it, it's gravy on top of what you already know how to do to be a good operator in this business. Now, I have to say, everything I'm talking about here, all of this applies to you if you're a wholesaler, because you also need to adjust. If flippers are struggling, you need to bring them better deals because they're going to be factoring this all in right now. They're going to be saying, man, I don't know if it's going to take me longer. I don't know if I'm going to have more carrying costs. I need to factor that in and buy a little deeper. I got to build in more margin on my deals, which means wholesalers, you need to be bringing better deals to flippers. You need to be buying deeper. Whatever you think you need to be buying at, whatever feels right, go another 10 or 20 or further down in your price. Get it for a better deal so that when you bring that to the flipper, they're looking at it going, this is a great deal. I've got some buffer here, more than I would typically have, but now I'm excited to buy this deal because I've got really good margins because this wholesaler is bringing me a good deal. That's going to make your job better as a wholesaler. It's going to make the success rate higher for your flipper. They're going to be coming back to you wanting more deals. Everybody improves when you, the wholesaler, bring better deals to market. Now, one of the ways to level up your game is by getting better education, getting better tools, getting better resources. And that's why I developed Flipster. Flipster is an all-inclusive CRM for wholesalers and flippers. And what it does is it really allows you to streamline, organize, and automate a lot of the steps to wholesaling and flipping houses. Flipster has allowed me to really take my business to a whole new level. You can check it out on a free trial. Just go to joinflipster.com. And finally, if you are flipping houses, I want you to watch a video where I show how to rehab houses like a pro. On that video, I show you 4 different ways to manage a project so that you get maximum efficiency. So watch that video now, and I'll see you on the next video.